You're always taking me around the new corner of the property, man. I don't know who you're hiding these things from, but...
There's a project for you, Mr. Russell.
Oh, now we're talking. That thing is sweet. Today's project is brought to you by the color green. That's a real live Willys Jeep. That thing is cool. I gotta say, that's an Army Jeep right there. I can dig it.
We might get old, but we don't grow up.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. All of a sudden, I'm like, this is like a Tonka toy.
Yeah.
That's not a fiberglass one.
No, sir.
Nice.
That's a 1946 all steel.
Still look like a goon sitting in this thing. I didn't realize they were so tiny.
You look good in there.
I feel good. When you opened this hood in 1947, this is what you saw. Albeit a little bit cleaner, but it's so interesting that nobody ever messed with it. I wouldn't have been able to leave it alone all those years. Bill and I are going on and on about how we both love it so much. The question is, what do you want to do with it?
Well, I really got this for my grandson because I want to teach him, like I've taught my kids, to drive a stick shift.
Ah. I know he's been driving that Gator around. That's been his since he first learned to steer, right?
Yes. He's good at it now, but he did crash it once.
I noticed that. That's bound to happen.
Yes.
That's what you get for driving in plastic vehicles. Okay, I feel you. So that's automatic transmission.
Right. This is the next step.
Level. Well, I just want to know if I could drive it before he gets his hands on it.
You can, right now.
Heck yeah, I've never driven one of these. It's the first time for everything. Wow. So where's first on this, down?
Down.
No, this is cool. Not only is this a cool car with some serious flavor, but it's perfect for Lincoln. I know he's a Boy Scout and really into the outdoors, so hey, there's nothing better than a vintage Willys. I like what we're working with, 12-year-old mine and an 80-year-old vehicle. What could possibly go wrong? Another beautiful day in Mr. Bill's barn. Senor Lincoln's in the house, and we are ready to get to it. Oh, look who it is.
Hey, Ian.
Hey, Lincoln, what's happening? I love your Jeep, man.
I'm really excited because I've never driven a stick shift before.
Me too. And I took it up that hill in the back. This is an awesome Jeep. My favorite is this windshield, right? So when you're driving, that goes down, then that foot goes out there. Hand up, that's it. Now you're cruising.
It's a convertible now.
Yeah, exactly. Before we do any kind of transformation on this Willys, the key thing is Lincoln's gotta look cool driving it.
Do whatever you guys come up with. He's got ideas.
My mentality is about a 12-year-old level, so all the cars that I do look like toys, so whatever you're thinking, man, let's do it.
I like what you did to my grandpa's truck. I was thinking that we could try and chop the top.
It has no roof, man. That makes my job a lot easier. Here you go. Shazam! The chop is topped. The top is chopped.
The way I see it, if the roof were there, it would be like really tall.
I could see that, yeah. You know, at first I thought he was crazy, but I gotta admit, the kid's right. I never understood why this big panel was here. You're in this wide open vehicle and you kind of have a shield in front of your face.
Yeah.
I feel like all the old dudes looking at me when I'm explaining my ideas at 12 years old of all these fantasy go-karts and everything else, and they're like, yeah, kid, good luck with that. I've just never really worked with the thin air, you know? There's nothing to start with up there. It's the classic conundrum of trying to relate to the next generation. I'll show you a little of the old envisioning tricks. First, we're gonna take some of the leaves off. If you did have a top, like if you were to put a roof on it, yeah, that's really high up there. Never stifle a young creative mind, you know? As a young kid talking with these older dudes, they could have responded one of two ways, like, just do what I say, kid, right? Or being supportive, and that's exactly the role I'm taking up. Instead of me telling you what to do, let's figure out how to do what you're thinking should happen. Do you want to put a roof on it, or just still want a convertible?
I don't think it needs a roof. You don't get much rain here.
Tailoring this whole thing so Lincoln looks cool, right? Like it fits him, but he's gonna grow up, so I wanna be sure an adult fits in it as well. We got a plan, now let's get to it. We're gonna chop this roofless top. Well, why don't we start by taking this aluminum stuff off? We'll see what it's made of.
And see that side mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You can definitely improve on that. All right, those are started. Try to take them out. I'll work on the other side. It's a nice little change of pace, you know, instead of being with the old grizzled, been there, done that car guy, we got bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Spirited young man.
All right, I got all the screws out. What should I do with these?
Sweet. Take that thing and throw it out in the driveway as far as you can.
It already looks better.
It lowered this, see? Hop in now, check it out.
Ian, can you get your magical broom of viewing?
Prepare for magical broom of viewing. Oh yeah, it does look way better. I mean, that took the windshield down 1.5 inches. Do you want to go further than that?
Yeah.
Kid after my own heart. This is gonna be awesome. Enough with the screwdrivers, let's get into some fabrication. Have you ever taken a windshield out before?
No, I haven't.
Here, this is the windshield removal tool. I'm gonna let you handle that. Take it out. Strong work, natural ability. What are you doing here, man? This is a mess. That's not how you take out a windshield.
Well, you were the one who handed me the sledgehammer.
Hey, don't follow my bad advice. It's pretty interesting for a kid who just smashed apart a window and now I'm cutting on his Jeep. He seems pretty relaxed. How's that burrito treating you?
Good.
Good call, man. You got plenty of windshield now.
Yep.
It's as if nothing was in the way.
Yeah, I think this is good.
You sure? You sure you don't want to do something a little more creative? I mean, what about a little asymmetry? How about a little something like that?
I kind of like that, I have to admit.
It's got a little bit of the gangster lean.
Could you possibly do the same angle with this bar?
You know, the freedom of the 12-year-old mind is what I've been striving for my entire career. Anything goes. Wild ideas, as long as they look convincing, it's gonna be okay. You got a natural talent for this design thing. I like it. As creative as that looks, I don't know if Grandpa's gonna go for that. We gotta make him proud after all, right? I liked your idea in the first place.
Yeah.
This is a pretty solid look. How would you feel about taking 2 inches out and just taking a look at it?
I'm thinking about a 3.
I like your style. We're getting along good. Already I could see that Lincoln and I just may really be able to get into some stuff. How about we chop it too, take a look. You know, small steps. That way we don't have to go backwards. As simple as this procedure appears to be, I'm thinking it all the way through. I want to perform the modification and make it look seamless in the end. There's something about the cadence of my voice, the way that I work, puts the client at ease every time. Maybe a bit too much. What you think about that?
That looks perfect.
Full custom fit.
Feels right.
It's gonna take a little while for me to finish that welding, but that's the look, like the proportions. I mean, you look like you should be sitting in there. That's perfect. You said chop top. I saw no top, but we're on the way. I gotta say, there's a first time for everything, and the roofless chop top, it works. Lincoln's away on a scouting adventure, so I took it upon myself to finish all the welding on this thing. And I know this roll bar's out of proportion too, so I got a couple ideas to bring it all together. The roll bar in this Jeep is not suited for any kind of serious wheeling, you know, by today's standards, but it will provide some protection in a rollover. We're trying to do something that's at least as strong as the original. Yeah, perfect. First step is to get the mounting brackets in place and then build the roll bar to fit. Seeing Lincoln getting all excited about driving stick shift, he reminded me of myself, and I was just a lad. Anything that had an engine, I just had a way of getting involved with it. I remember we were visiting some family friends. All the parents were having their conversation. I was wandering around the yard, and there was the garden tractor. Came driving around, everybody's like, what are you doing? It's like, driving a tractor. So that's gonna be the mounting pads to start. All those years of doing the manual bender. You know, getting a little spoiled with all these deluxe tools is a nice thing, but you always gotta keep it balanced. You know, 1 foot in the future, 1 foot in the junkyard. All right, looks good. Definitely too tall. If we're just trying to make it look a little bit cooler, would the roll bar have a little tilt back to it? Would it be completely square? I think visually. Like, it might look a little bit cooler like that. Placement is everything. A wise man once said, don't look right, cut about a fistful off of it. All right, I think now we're more in the ballpark. Looking at the windshield and the hoop are parallel. Like looking at the rope on it, it's like that would be the top profile if it had a soft top or something. So it's a cool look, you know, it comes back like a fastback and then it's up and then it's down into the windshield. So it looks like this is going right into the windshield from the back. This Jeep isn't intended to be a super bad rock crawler. It's also not intended to be that mild grocery getter. It's all about Lincoln. It's unique to him, his development, and his future adventures. It's gotta fit the bill. I think we got this top wrangled into shape, but there's a whole lot more front, back, side-to-side action that needs to happen before this project's a wrap.
Lines up.
All right,
it's the
if
perfect
that's how you're
size.
feeling. It's got a little snowplow feel to it. More of a cheese grater.
That is a 5-star bumper.
All right, I'm not arguing with you, you know. As perfect, as correct as this grill may seem, we also have some other options. Oh man, now you're cruising.
It looks kind of like it's trying to show off. This is supposed to be an old army truck, right? We don't need to add like a Cadillac bumpers on it.
That's right. I like the way you put that. Look at that. True diamond in the rough. It's only 2 feet too wide.
Actually, I kind of do like that.
It's pretty mellow, right? I call this mission a success. We have a lot of options for any variables. Now it's time for the old slice and dice. I'm gonna cap this. I'm gonna make this much stronger. I think it'll really make the spring work a lot better if we have a cross member in here. Well, that being said, leads us to our prior discussion. How do we put this bumper on there? I'd say that looks pretty much in the ballpark. So look at that hang. That's like the Econoline van was super wide compared to this little Jeep. Looks like I'm gonna wanna take about minimum of 19 inches out of this bumper. 19 inches. That's 1.5 feet plus an inch. That's a lot of material. If this was like a regular city car, you know, you'd want that bumper protecting the front, right? But this is a trail rig, there's nothing to protect. So really, you want that tire to hit something. You don't want that bumper hanging up on anything. Mini bumper. Now we're talking. See, it's just like a center guard. I think it's a good look, you know, it's got some style. It's got this utility look, but just classed up a little bit. It's like a urban look for a off-road Jeep. All right, let's clean it up, weld her back together. I gotta say, the Econoline bumpers were the perfect choice for this because they were there. Old subtle finesse Rousseau. That's 24.5 inches narrower than it was. Yeah, I like it. It doesn't say too much, you know? I think we got the front of this Jeep buttoned up. It looks good, but the back half is a whole different story. I think it's gonna need a lot of full custom. There's no time like the present. I got the parts, I got the plans, and Mr. Bill's gonna leave me to have at it. No matter what the project is, I'm always thinking about how to make it look as sleek and unitized as possible. First thing is to get rid of all this business hanging off the back. So what I really wanna do is have this trailer hitch in here behind the license plate. You wouldn't even know it had a trailer hitch until you lifted the license plate. And if you didn't know that the license plate lifted, you wouldn't know it had a trailer hitch. Sneaky. I wanted to set up this trailer hitch in the center of the frame, you know, the strongest part. Instead of having the old hitch, how it hung down, it would put a lot of leverage on the frame. This is gonna be right there in the middle of it. Looks good from here. It's interesting the way that this Jeep was set up because you had your chassis and a few other support pieces. I was able to reconfigure every stock element and grab onto this new trailer hitch receiver, this tube pierced through the chassis. Once this goes in, you put your hand back here and the pin slides in. Next step, rear bumper. I want to get this bumper up as high as possible, and these taillights are starting to bug me already. The art of this is just bang on it until it looks less bad than it was. This bumper's pretty beat up, and fortunately, I don't have to make it fit that Ford van anymore. So I'm just gonna bang it into shape so that both sides match. Look at that, straight as an arrow. Whoosh. Oh, I like it. Yeah, getting that bumper up, it hides all that old business. I'm gonna cut a square at about those calculations. There has to be a shroud of mystery behind every operation. Plus, you know, straight lines, they ain't my thing. The way the tailgate can still swing a ding. We'll put a couple brackets on this baby, and then we can work on narrowing it. So in the front bumper, I went really narrow because we were discussing that scenario of maybe like coming up on a rock or something where you don't want the bumper to hit. But in the back, I don't think that's as important. I think this shape follows this curve of the fender pretty well. And I like how this comes right in, but I don't like how that's gonna hit. Anybody who's done this will tell you it's all in the details, right? When something looks like it belongs, it's agreeable to the eye. That Econoline bumper, the placement, the trailer hitch, I think it fits. Plenty strong for what this Jeep's gonna be doing. Before I go any further, I gotta patch some holes, you know, tidy up the rear a little bit. At least now when the bodywork goes into play, there's no welding. Last but not least is this special hinged license plate bracket. How could I forget? Trailer hitch, no trailer hitch. Piece of cake. Nice and clean. I like how this wide plate does fill up this whole bumper, as if it was made for an older thing. We are getting down the road on this Willys. Makes me wish I was 12 years old, all over again. Bill and Lincoln are gonna spend some grandpa, grandson quality time, you know, finish this Jeep up. In the meantime, I got a little project I've been thinking about for myself. All right, now the real fun begins. You know, Lincoln's got his ideas about being a grown-up, driving a stick shift. And I got my own ideas about being 11 years old again. This is none other than the RCF Micro Mini, the miniest of mini bikes. My friend Evan makes these. The engine's very powerful for this size machine. He even upholstered this cool seat and sent it over to me. I mean, the neat thing about this is they designed the handlebars for somebody that is about 6'2", right? But yeah. I mean, definitely has a charm, right? Like most of my projects, the first mock-up might seem a little loose. And I mean, it does look kind of comical at this point, but I think we're on the right path. You know, I have a tendency to build stuff that I have a hard time fitting in, and this really takes us to the extreme. The whole idea for this thing is I want something tiny I could just throw in the back of the truck, putt around the car show, you know? But I think Lincoln would get a kick out of it too. I mean, if I was 11 years old and I saw a pink seated Micro Mini, I'd be all over that thing. These bikes have the cool retro vibe, but for myself, I'm seeing something a little different. That's what I do. I'm a customizer, so I'm gonna do something to it, make it a little bit my own. About time I cut a mini bike. Whenever I start a motorcycle project, I tack it to the table first. That way everything is centered and secure. That's a pretty big rake. I guess it would steer. What do I know? It looks cool, right? Yes, it does. Instant chopper. All of a sudden it has attitude. Look at that. All of a sudden it's going 100 miles an hour. I think I want the tires sitting out like that. I'm not a huge chopper terminology guy, but I'm making these front fork flipper details. You know, they're unique to this sugar bear style front fork. That's what I want. I want a funky. Those 70s stock chopper vibes. Shaped a little bit differently by the end of this, but I just want something to start with. I can dig it. I hope you can. So I need 2 brackets to hold this, and then the fork will just hoop up and over. There's a lot of different techniques to shape and cut metal. Think about the old-fashioned blacksmith with his coal-fired furnace. Never gets old. It's like a heavy metal fork. Now that's starting to look like a chopper, eh? Evan was kind enough to send 2 different fork sets with the project, and luckily for me, it's the exact material I need to finish off the front of this frame. I gotta say, these smaller projects are kind of fun, you know? I feel like an elf, a giant elf in Santa's workshop. You know, Honest Ian's micro mini bike customization factory. I think we're getting close. It needs some handlebars. That is like the baddest kid in middle school just showed up to the football field. That's mean. That's like cartoon kid stuff. Count me in. Definitely on the right path. This thing screams outlaw. It's almost ready to terrorize the desert streets. Similar to what I did with the front, I'm gonna add another solid rod element in the back to support the seat. Starting to look a little zigzaggy now. All right, now for the authentic envisioning process. It's Easy Rider, baby. I want it to be silly looking. You know, it's a mini bike, come on. Look at that, perfect fit. So that got me thinking, like the last piece of the puzzle is like the gas tank, right? And he made these awesome tanks. They originally were designed to go off the back like that, but I figured, hey, you know what? I want that thing front row and center. You know, rather than adding bulky hardware like you see with these clamps and the kit it came with, I think a much simpler design. Just one simple bracket and one threaded petcock to set it in place. That's actually the mounting point, you know, for whatever, the quart of gas you have in here. That way it's just like floating in the frame. That's pretty slick. I like it. Just silly enough. Oh, look at that fixture with the back. It's perfect, just a nice little spring. Made it back to Bill's to see the finale of this Jeep project. And I got a little something to show Lincoln as well. Hey, Lincoln.
Hey, Ian.
Man, this thing looks awesome.
I know, right?
Walking in the door, it looks like something I remember. It just looks a lot better than I remember also. Wow, this thing turned out crazy cool.
We did a bunch of work to it.
Yeah, it definitely looks a little bit fresher than when I left. I love how you kept the rims matching the paint on the bumper.
The favorite things I added was probably the winch.
Heck yeah, if you get into real trouble, you're able to pull yourself out of a ditch.
Yeah.
Tires are cool. They're like knobby motorcycle tires or something. They could have gone any way with the paint and finish on this thing, but what I really appreciated was color matching the rims to the bumpers. Just puts a clean look around the base of the thing. They painted the roll bar black, takes a little of the statement off of that, it puts it on the wheel tire combo. It's just a clean ride. So have you even driven this thing yet?
No, actually, I'm a little bit nervous. But
I'm a little nervous too.
I haven't even driven clutch before either, so.
Really, not yet?
No.
It's a shakedown run, man. It'll be the first of many in your life. What could possibly go wrong?
It'll probably be fine.
Just walking in and looking at this thing, I was like, man, this thing must be a really cool vehicle to drive, right? And he's like, yeah, not yet.
This is definitely my favorite one that I've seen you do.
Well, you haven't seen everything yet. You got to see what I've been working on at my shop. I got a little surprise for you. It might change your mind about this whole project. You might want to trade me.
Whoa!
Aha! The whole focus here is like Lincoln coming of age. He's growing up. He's gonna be a man someday and drive a stick shift. And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of do the opposite, Lincoln. Check this out. I put this mini bike together with a quickness. And let me tell you, it's a handful. It's got way too much power and it's super loose driving it. It's exactly what I needed.
Now that is a chopper.
Mini chopper.
That's really cool.
I know you wanted to paint your Jeep pink and didn't do it, so I painted my project pink.
Wow, it looks really good.
At first, when I was building this, I was like, oh, it would be the perfect trade-off, right? Like I could drive Lincoln's Jeep around, he could mess around on my mini bike. As soon as I got on this thing, I'm like, whoa, this thing is not a toy, it's a weapon. You know, I'm heavy, and that thing wants to do a wheelie when I'm on it. It's pretty sketchy to ride.
I'm not crazy, I'm not riding this thing.
Let's hide this over here before your grandpa gets any ideas about this thing. Hey, hey.
Howdy.
Nice little project you got here. It's classy.
Yeah, it's been fun. He worked hard, and it shows. We had a great time.
That's one thing Bill explained to me from the start. The root of it is grandfather, grandson kind of project, right? You get to do it for the first time once in a lifetime, and I think they really got together well on it.
This thing was like hard to see out of. You had that much glass. You added all that glass. The stance is just perfect. My favorite is the hidden hitch.
Gotta love it.
I think it turned out great. What is that?
That's a chopper. Haven't you ever seen one? That's one thing I know about Bill. He's not really into the wild stuff, so he gives a second glance like, how'd that thing get in the shop, right?
Is this just a man with too much time on his hands? What are we gonna do with it?
Absolute nonsense. Mayhem. It has no real purpose on this earth. Hey man, you gotta let me do a little bit of me sometimes. Come on.
That's great. Just great.
Old subtle Roussel just hung up his cap for good.
Yeah.
It's time to get back to the weird stuff.
Today's the day. This is his first day. We waited for you to come where you could be part of the driving experience.
Well, I know a little something about driving a Jeep. It's only natural, you know, Bill respects me in a certain way, so he's like, hey man, teach the kid how to drive stick shift, right? He ain't gonna do it himself. And you pull it back, and then you're in first gear. Putting on my proper adulting cap at this moment. I'm telling him, you know, this is what you gotta do, this is the way this functions, this is what happens in an emergency. So yeah, do as I say, not as I do.
This is great.
Lincoln doesn't seem to be too stressed. I remember my first time driving a stick shift and I was pretty nervous. I know what the potential is here.